All right, let's talk about money. For so many of us, it's just this constant source of stress. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if there's an ancient path, not just to getting wealthy, but to achieving real financial freedom? Today, we're diving into the pretty powerful ideas in Secrets of Jewish Wealth Revealed by Rabbi Celso Cukierkorn. Does this feel a little too real? That feeling in your gut that no matter how hard you work, you're basically just spinning your wheels financially? Well, you are definitely not alone, and it's this exact feeling that the book really tackles head on. The book gives this feeling a really powerful, kind of shocking name: debt slavery. I mean, think about it. That car payment, the credit card bill, the student loan, they all end up dictating where you can work, how you can live, what choices you can actually make. The whole idea is that our modern culture of "I want it now," fueled by super easy credit, doesn't just hit our wallets. It fundamentally compromises our freedom. It basically makes us servants to our lenders. Okay, but this isn't all doom and gloom. The book argues that there's a time-tested, ancient path that can lead us right out of this trap and toward genuine prosperity. The whole point here is a massive mindset shift. Instead of seeing money as the prize, the end goal, this book reframes it as a sacred tool. Think of it like a hammer. You can use a hammer to build a beautiful house, or you can use it to tear one down. In the exact same way, wealth can be used for selfish reasons or to build a better world. This philosophy is all about using money as a tool for good, not just for your own freedom, but for the health of the entire community. So how does this philosophy actually work? Well, the whole thing is built on 5 core principles, or pillars. Let's walk through them to see how this ancient wisdom can actually be used today. And here's the first pillar, and man, it's a big one. This just fundamentally changes the why behind making money. It's not about just piling up cash for the sake of it. It's about what you can do with that cash. Now, here's what's so interesting about this. Look at that takeaway. Think about how profound that simple switch is. Before you even think about what you can buy for yourself, you plan what you can give to others. It just completely flips the normal script on personal finance. The second pillar comes right at our modern spending habits with this incredibly powerful metaphor. To volunteer for debt is to volunteer for slavery. Wow. It frames that impulse buy not just as a small mistake, but as a conscious choice to literally give away your freedom. The key here is all about taking back control, and the book suggests a brilliantly simple tool for this: a 24-hour waiting period. That online shopping cart? Just let it sit for a day. That simple act of discipline is the very first step to breaking the chains. Okay, pillar number 3 zooms out of it. It shifts the focus from just you, the individual, to your family and to future generations. The point isn't just about you getting rich, it's about building a legacy of financial wisdom that actually lasts. And this really shows that long-term view perfectly. The goal is to create a whole culture of financial literacy inside the family. So instead of money being this weird taboo topic nobody talks about, it becomes a source of shared strength that gets passed down. The fourth pillar introduces a concept that's absolutely central to this whole philosophy: tzedakah. Now, this isn't just about charity. The Hebrew word tzedakah is actually closer to justice or righteousness. So from this point of view, giving to others isn't just a nice thing to do if you happen to have some extra cash. It's a fundamental, non-negotiable duty to create a more just world. So the crucial point here is that giving isn't a one-way street. It's seen as a principle that creates abundance for everyone, including you. It strengthens your community, which in turn gives you a network of support and opportunity. It's what makes wealth truly sustainable. And finally, we have the 5th pillar, which is really the foundation for everything else. It argues that how you make your money is just as important, maybe even more so, than how much you actually make. This is the cornerstone. I mean, it makes sense, right? Wealth that's built on a shaky, unethical foundation, well, it's just not going to last. True long-term prosperity comes from building trust, which in turn opens doors to security and opportunity. It's about building a reputation that speaks for itself. Okay, so we've got this really powerful philosophical framework in place. The big question is, how do you actually do it? Well, the book lays out a really concrete action plan. It calls the Debt to Freedom Liberation Protocol. What's so great about this protocol is how it breaks a massive goal down into manageable chunks. For example, that 30-day plan includes a financial fast. Now, that doesn't have to be some extreme thing. It could just mean committing to not buying anything from Amazon for a week or only spending money on absolute essentials. These little wins build momentum, and within a year or two, you can totally transform your relationship with money. It makes the journey feel possible.
So we've explored the core ideas. Now it's time for our final assessment of the book. Let's take a look at where it really shines and where it, falls a little bit short.
The book's biggest strength, for sure, is how it makes ancient wisdom feel incredibly relevant and practical for today. That ethical framework is such a powerful alternative to the usual profit at all costs advice. On the flip side, its heavy religious framing might not click with every single reader. And yeah, it does lack some of the detailed, modern financial research you'd find in other books. So, taking everything into account, we are giving Secrets of Jewish Wealth Revealed a final grade of 7.6 out of 10. That is a very solid score for a guide that's so based on values. And here's a quick look at why. You can see the book scores really high on writing clarity and practical applicability. It tells stories really well, and it gives you things you can actually do today. And while the research quality score is a bit lower, that's mostly because it's focused on traditional wisdom, not modern studies. But its potential to make an impact on the right reader is pretty significant.
Now, if this explainer got you thinking and you want to dig a little deeper, here are 2 other books you might really want to check out. Your Money or Your Life gives you a more secular take on a lot of these same core ideas, and The Richest Man in Babylon uses a really similar storytelling method with ancient parables to teach financial wisdom.
So we'll leave you with this question. The book's most provocative idea is that debt isn't something that just happens to us. It's a choice we make. Now, if you accept that premise, it's both terrifying and incredibly empowering. It means your freedom is also a choice. So what's one small choice you can make today to start buying back your own freedom?